Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the National Unity Platform Party and on my own behalf, I wish to associate myself to the kind elogies made by colleagues about the Honorable General Ali sleeping. Right Honorable Speaker, one time in 2021, it did occur to me that this House would be in good hands under the stewardship of General Ali. I nominated him Speaker of Parliament. However, a few days later he called me and asked me, "Really, madam, how could you have nominated me without consulting me?" Right Honorable Speaker, if I had teased another general, I don't know. I really don't know what would have happened to me. And I want to commend Right Honorable
72, 1976, 1978, a governor in the African Development Bank and African Development Bank and African Development Fund in 1978, the chairman board of governors of the Islamic Development Bank 1978, 1979, a teacher at Coach Goma Church of Uganda Primary School and Anaka Catholic Girls School 1967, 1968. Recognizing that Right Honorable retired General Moses Ali was a patriot who served in Uganda Army and the Uganda National Rescue Front, UNRF 2, and the Uganda People's Defense Forces, and attained the following ranks and awards. Right Honorable Speaker, he was commissioned to the rank of second lieutenant and appointed officer in charge of training in the Uganda Paratrooper School 1969. He was promoted to the rank of major and appointed commander of the Paratrooper School 1971. He was promoted to the rank of colonel in 1972, appointed Minister of Provincial Administration Interior in 1973. He was promoted to the rank of brigadier in 1974. He was decorated with the following medals: Distinguished Service Order, a Military Cross, Operational and Republic Medals, the second highest honor in 1975. He was commissioned into the National Resistance Army, NRA, at the rank of Major General in 1986. He was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General in 2003. Thereafter, promoted to the rank of General in 2012. Appreciating that Right Honorable retired General Moses Ali contributed to the post-colonial restoration of democratic rule in Uganda and participated in the fight against authoritarianism by founding and leading the Uganda National Rescue Front, a West Nile-based rebel movement that fought against the dictatorship of the 1980s. In the making of the 1995 Constitution of the Republic of Uganda as a member of the Constituent Assembly, he participated in the negotiation between the Uganda National Rescue Front, a rebel group, and the government of Uganda, which culminated in a formal ceasefire agreement and a final peace deal, which officially ended the insurgency in the West Nile region and led to the incorporation of former combatants of the NRF-2 into the Uganda People's Defense Forces. supported His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in the peace efforts to end the insurgency of the Rhodes Resistance Army, LRA, in the northern Uganda, and was instrumental in championing the formulation and enactment of the Amnesty Act, Cap 316, which granted pardon to fighters who denounced rebellion. Cognizant that Right Honorable Retired General Moses Ali was a diligent leader who supported His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni in shaping the destiny of Uganda and served Uganda with distinction and patriotism for over 50 years as described above. Now therefore, be it resolved that Parliament of Uganda, one, collectively conveys its deepest condolences to the bereaved family, the people of West Nile sub-region, and the people of Uganda for the loss of a distinguished and gallant citizen of this country. Number two, that Parliament appreciates the distinguished service rendered by the late Right Honorable Retired General Moses Ali to the people of Uganda. Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move.
Is the motion seconded by the Vice President, Lope? I would be safe to say by the whole House. So, you speak to your motion?
Right Honorable Speaker and members, my justification. Right Honorable Speaker, on Saturday, 18th July 2026, we learned of the death of the Right Honorable General Retired Moses Ali. The departure of such a great statesman calls for a powerful tribute from this House. The motion to pay tribute to Right Honorable General Retired Moses Ali is one I make with a heavy heart because I had the opportunity and the honor to work with him closely. He was a man of many titles and distinctions, yet he carried them with humility. Today, we recognize that among us stood a distinguished Deputy Prime Minister, a minister, a soldier, a legislator, a lawyer, and an advocate of the High Court, a businessman, and a family man. Right Honorable Speaker and members, Right Honorable General Retired Moses Ali was born on 5th April 1939 in Pakere sub-county in the present-day Adjumani district. Orphaned at an early age, he rose above those circumstances through discipline, education, and service to become a teacher, a soldier, and a servant of people. Right Honorable Speaker and members, as outlined in my motion, Right Honorable General Retired Moses Ali went on to live a life of service to Uganda. From his first job as a teacher to the military service, his career growth was steady, rising to the rank of brigadier in 1974. In government, he served as a minister of provincial administration and a minister of finance in the 1970s, and later in various dockets under His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, including Minister of Youth, Culture and Sports, Minister of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Minister of Trade and Industry, Minister of Internal Affairs, and the Minister of Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, among other notable duties. Right Honorable Speaker and members, in 1980s, Right Honorable General Retired Moses Ali led Uganda National Rescue Front, maintaining resistance in the West Nile region until he signed a peace deal with the new government of His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, in 1986. This was followed by the integration of his forces into the National Resistance Army, NRA, and the restoration of peace in West Nile. He was also commissioned into the National Resistance Army at the rank of Major General. He would later be promoted to Lieutenant General of the Uganda and to General in 2012. Right Honorable Speaker and members, in his political life, Right Honorable Retired Moses Ali represented the people of East Moyo in the National Resistance Council and the Constituent Assembly, then served in the 6th and 7th Parliaments, and he continued from the 9th, 10th to 12th Parliament. During this period, he held the offices of 3rd Deputy Prime Minister, 2nd Deputy Prime Minister, 1st Deputy Prime Minister. He also served as the Deputy Leader of Government Business in the 9th, 10th, and 11th Parliament. In the 12th Parliament, he braved the campaign trail to retain his seat as a representative for Adjumani West, which term has unfortunately been cut short. We shall surely miss his wisdom in this house, and the people of Adjumani will miss their beloved leader. Right Honorable Speaker and members, I take this opportunity to thank His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for recognizing the abilities of Right Honorable Retired General Moses Ali and retaining him in service for all these years. I also thank the President for according our brother an official burial. Right Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Retired Moses Ali demonstrated the kind of determination we all admire when he invested in advancing his studies, even as he carried out his national duties. In 2007, he got a certificate in education in law at the University of Wolverhampton, then joined Makerere University for a Bachelor of Law degree, fulfilling his lifelong ambition. He also obtained the postgraduate diploma in legal practice from the Law Development Center and was enrolled as an advocate in 2012. He also attained a master's in intelligence studies from the United States in 2015. Right Honorable Speaker and members, many may not know that the Right Honorable General Retired Moses Ali was also an author. He wrote the book entitled Odyssey of the Nubi, from the soldiers of the British Empire to full citizens of Uganda in 2023. This is a lasting legacy for the Nubian community and also for Uganda's history. He will not be forgotten. Right Honorable Speaker, as we are informed by the President, this morning, Moses Ali was a freedom fighter and a peacemaker. Despite his difficulties in the recent years, Right Honorable General Retired Moses Ali remained committed to his duties. He was a good timekeeper and a decision maker, a timely decision maker. He never complained, whether in public or in private, but carried on like the gentle giant that he was until the Creator called him home. Right Honorable Speaker and members, as we pay tribute, we extend our sincere sympathy.
Rose to become one of General Idi Amin's most trusted ministers, and later took up arms as a rebel leader before accepting amnesty and returning to national life. General Ali devoted over 5 decades of his life to public service. Throughout that long journey, he served Uganda in various capacities: as a soldier, a member of parliament, a cabinet minister in several portfolios, first deputy prime minister, second deputy prime minister, and deputy leader of government business. He remained a central figure in Uganda's public affairs for many years. The late General Moses Ali belonged to a generation of leaders that witnessed and indeed participated in some of the most defining moments in Uganda's history. Through periods of political transition, conflict, reconstruction, and nation building. His longevity in public service also meant that he mentored and worked alongside several generations of leaders. Many members of this House today have differed with him politically, but they undoubtedly learned valuable lessons from his experience, his institutional memory, and understanding of the evolution of our nation. That wealth of experience deserves acknowledgement and respect. Public service is one of the noblest callings. It demands sacrifice, resilience, and commitment. The late Moses Ali answered that call for much of his life, and for that he deserves our respect and gratitude. He belonged to the NRM, and I belong to the National Unity Platform, NUP. But I respected him, even though we differed politically. I didn't even agree with the idea of him running for office again, yet he was unwell and needed to take a break. But I still give him his flowers for the service that he rendered this nation over the years. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, his passing, however, also invites us to reflect on an important national conversation. Death reminds all of us that beyond our different political parties, ideologies, and contests, we are all temporary custodians of public office. None of us is a permanent fixture in this world, and no position or status we hold is everlasting. So while we hold office, may we cause positive impact. May we be diligent leaders. Let us respect the rule of law and the people of Uganda whom we serve. As we mourn the late General Moses Ali, may this occasion renew our collective commitment to selfless leadership, accountable governance, and service above self. Let us strive to leave behind institutions that are stronger than we found them, and a country that is better because we had the privilege to serve. We welcome the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces who joined us earlier for this tribute session. I would like to urge him to prevail over the various security entities, to observe the law and respect the law as they do their work. The 1995 Constitution is a brainchild of the NRM government. We need to respect that Constitution. General Moses Ali was a believer in the rule of law, and that's why he gave up armed rebellion and then served in our national army. Anyone, whether a leader or an ordinary citizen, can be suspected by the state to have committed any offense, but they ought to be apprehended as the law stipulates, detained in a gazetted detention facility, and produced in court within 48 hours. Lately, Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, people are abducted, taken for days, weeks, and even months. Sometimes they are tortured, their family does not know their whereabouts, and they are not produced in court. This is not right, and we must collectively condemn it. On behalf of the opposition, I extend our deepest condolences to the family of the late Right Honourable General Moses Ali, the people of Adjumani, the Muslim faith which he professed, the Nubian community which he loved dearly, his friends and colleagues, and all Ugandans who mourn his passing. May they find comfort in the years he dedicated to serving this our country. May God grant General Moses Ali eternal rest and comfort his family in this very trying time. For God and my country.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda is in the House, and she'll make a few statements.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. You are a very good man. Right Honourable Speaker and members of Parliament, I would like to sincerely extend my deepest condolences to the bereaved family of the late General Moses Ali, to you, Mr. Speaker, to His Excellency the President, to the Muslim community in Uganda and beyond, to the people of Adjumani, and indeed to all the people of Uganda. The Right Honourable Moses Ali was a nationalist who has served Uganda with dedication to the benefit of all the people of Uganda. His service to the country covered a wide range of spheres, including agriculture, politics, military, religion, education, sports, etc., in which he has left behind an indelible legacy. Mr. Speaker, the Right Honourable General Moses Ali was a commercial farmer who was a mentor and demonstrated to all the people of Uganda and the youth, especially, that the jobs and wealth are in commercial agriculture, in industry, services, and ICT. In his service as a politician, he mentored many, including myself. He was a freedom fighter, and he was such a humorous politician who you would not miss his message whenever he would communicate it. Mr. Speaker, in the military, he was such a disciplined officer, keeping time always. In cabinet, he would always be there before 9 to begin attending the Swahili lecture, the Swahili lessons, beating many younger ministers in terms of timekeeping. A good message that is living with us today. He was my neighbor in cabinet, and I really enjoyed his company. He would always communicate any small guidance which he feels that cabinet should consume, and I would articulate it on his behalf. Occasionally, he would write some messages for me to articulate for His Excellency the President. And whenever he would like to withdraw from cabinet, he would always make sure that he has sought for authority. He would tell me that, please tell the President that I would now like to withdraw. It is time, it is 2 o'clock. They are to always withdraw from cabinet at 2 o'clock. But he would not walk out without permission. And while walking out, he would always make sure that he greets His Excellency the President with a very sharp salute, even at his stage of his illness. So he was a very disciplined officer who knew what serving in the army meant, and indeed he was living like a military officer. Remember when we used to go to Chankwanzi, when he was still physically fit, we used to call him our bouncing officer. He would walk with a lot of haste, and you would enjoy the way he would be taking and carrying himself. Mr. Speaker, we all know that he loved the Muslim religion so much, but that did not stop him from being very close to other members of different religions. And he would always be a bridge between the teams in case there was an issue. I know that he comes from West Nile with a long history of service to the country, but he knew how to immerse himself in a situation and come out with the team in the situation that he finds himself in. We in cabinet will miss him. In education, Mr. Speaker, he was among the founders of West Nile University, a private university who I would like to encourage all members of this House to continue supporting up to the logical conclusion, because it is still in its initial stages. But he also supported university education, going to school at that age he went to get the bachelor's degree in law, and he also got a PhD honorary in IU. But you could see a leader whose heart is too much into university education, especially of the Muslim young girl. He used to talk about how Muslim young girls are always disadvantaged, but he was a voice in raising the young girls who are Muslims to go to school and complete school. Mr. Speaker, there was a small clip which was circulating at one time, demonstrating that General Moses Ali was indeed a supporter and a participant in sports. In Nambooze, one time he was playing football, and he kicked it with all his might, and you saw what happened. But it is a fact that sports is very good for physical fitness. He was a sportsman, and indeed he has mentored many young sports people. He touched many lives during his service to our country with his humor and simplicity in carrying his messages. Mr. Speaker, I thank His Excellency the President for standing with General Moses Ali and the family, especially during the time when he needed specialized treatment. His Excellency the President was always standing with him, according him all the necessary support in terms of medication. May the Almighty God rest the soul of General Moses Ali in eternal peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Lieutenant General James Mujira. Honorable Lieutenant General James Mujira.
The microphone is neutral. like the UPDF, so I can stand here.
UPDF stands on the side.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Right Honorable Speaker, colleague members of the August House, for the record, I'm Lieutenant General James Mujera, a member of Parliament representing the Uganda People's Defense Forces, which is the other family of the late Right Honorable RO 10620, General Retired Moses Ali. I rise to second the motion for a resolution of Parliament to pay tribute to one of Uganda's longest-serving military officers at the time of his retirement, a four-star general who devoted his life to the service of his motherland, a courageous freedom fighter, politician, statesman, and servant of the people who breathed his last on Saturday, the 11th of July, 2026, at Nakasero Hospital at the age of 87. On behalf of the UPDF fraternity, I do extend our deepest condolences to the bereaved family, the people of Ajuman and the entire Western Nile sub-region, the honorable members of Parliament, and His Excellency the President on the loss of this distinguished son of Uganda. As UPDF, we are mourning and paying a glowing tribute to one of us, a brave soldier who, according to available military records, joined the National Army, that was the Uganda Army at that time, on the 16th of May, 1968, as a cadet officer, and rose through the ranks to a four-star general at the time of his retirement. His military training included officer cadet and paratroop instructors course, company commander's course in Israel, and staff college course at Canberra in the United Kingdom. Right Honorable Speaker, General Ali's political and military career stretched across more than 5 decades and mirrored some of the most turbulent periods in Uganda's post-independence history. We are therefore paying tribute to a man whose life was deeply intertwined with the history of Uganda. His journey through different periods of our nation's history reflected a remarkable ability to adapt to changing circumstances. His resilience, experience, and ability to navigate changing political landscapes made him one of Uganda's most enduring public servants. His contribution will no doubt remain part of Uganda's historical record. As a freedom fighter, General Moses Ali believed in the ideals of national unity, peace, and stability, contributing to the country's journey through some of its most challenging moments. General Moses Ali led the Uganda National Rescue Front, UNRF, during the 1980s against the Obote II regime, and after the Obote II regime was overthrown by the NRA, he embraced peace and signed a peace agreement with the government on the 16th of November 1986, which resulted into the integration of the UNRF fighters into the National Resistance Minister of Finance. The second was Brigadier Barnabas Kiri, who was the Minister of Education. If you didn't know the two, I can assure you going to secondary school will be a problem. Right Honorable Speaker, General Moses Ali had a passion for and really loved the military. He always had officer 4 stars on his vehicle, even on the civilian vehicle, and even in retirement. Whenever the UPDF issued a new type of uniform in its stores, General Ali always asked for a pair of the new uniform. I know wherever he is, he must be happy that at least he has been given send-off in full military or with full military honors. I don't know which other portrait they would have put there with him in civilian clothes. General Ali, though my senior in all ways, whether it is in age, in rank, in status, was also a personal friend. I personally worked with him closely in the mid-1990s when I was private secretary to His Excellency the President, and I always treated his correspondences to the president on matters of stabilization of West Nile as a top priority. I later on worked with him closely in 2004 when I was in charge of the chieftains of military intelligence at a time when some rebel group was trying to establish bases in West Nile, which, with his support, were able to dismantle that group. A few years back, when he came back from treatment abroad, he called and updated me of his health and a planned Thanksgiving function in Aganye. I couldn't attend the function because I was out of the country, but I sent him some contribution towards the function. He was so grateful and appreciative that when he returned to Kampala, he gifted me an autographed copy of his book, The Odyssey of the Nubi, From Soldiers of the British Empire to Full Citizens in Uganda. In that book, he gives an account of the injustices to Nubi soldiers and the Nubi resistance against it, with advancing government development programs, promoting national unity, and supporting partnerships aimed at improving livelihoods in Aganye and other parts of the country. To many in the West Nile region, he was a respected leader who championed the interests of his people. His supporters remember him for his commitment to community development, national unity, and public service. No wonder they continued voting him into parliament even when his health had deteriorated and he was visibly frail. Right Honorable Speaker, General Ali had the will to live. He was a fighter like a real general, and he fought on till the last hour. He could never miss national functions. I think even his decision to contest for Member of Parliament this year shows his never retreat, never surrender, never give up spirit of a general. Right Honorable Speaker, colleague members, as we mourn the General's departure, we also celebrate a life well lived. A life marked by service, sacrifice, and commitment to Uganda. His passing marks the end of a remarkable chapter in the country's history, but his legacy will continue to inspire generations. General Ali's contribution to our nation will remain woven into the fabric of our history, and his memory will continue to guide those who follow in his footsteps. We are grateful for a life lived with purpose, for sacrifices that secured our people's freedom, and for a legacy that will continue to inspire generations to come. Though the General is no longer with us in body, his spirit lives on in every citizen who cherishes freedom, every soldier who serves with honor, and every young person inspired to lead with integrity. May we honor the General's memory not only with our words, but with our actions. By preserving the peace he fought for, defending the freedoms he helped secure, and living by the principles he so faithfully upheld. To his beloved family, we thank you for sharing him with the nation, often at great personal sacrifice. We pray that the Almighty grants you strength, comfort, and peace during this difficult time. To the people of West Nile and colleague members of Parliament, the UPDF mourns with you. We honor a leader who dedicated much of his life to the service of his country and people. General, your mission on earth is complete. Your watch has ended, but your legacy endures. You have fought your battles, served your nation, and left a legacy that will not be forgotten. May the Almighty grant you eternal peace, and may your legacy continue to inspire thoughtful leadership, patriotism, and service to the nation. The gentle giant has gone to sleep. Fare thee well, General Moses Ari. Rest in peace. I thank you.
Thank you.